The average Joe wakes up, and what's the first thing do you think they do? They grab their phone, they grab their remote, they turn on the TV, and what do they watch? The news. They watch the news because they need to know what's happening inside the world. But bro, I spent my entire life having other people tell me what to think, right? Like what I need to know, what is necessary. Like bro, like cost of living up 2.7%, price of food up to 9.2%. From last year. Do you know how I figure out what's going on inside of the world, bro? Do you want to know how I figured it out? Well, basically, what I do is say this costs £1.70. Actually, it did cost £1.70. It's pretty good. It's like glass as well. Yeah. Also, this is my new wall button, and we're not going to that. But say this costs £1.70, and I go to the same shop in 4 months, and I remember this cost £1.70, and I look at the price and it's £2.20. I think, that's not very good. Now, how is this up? Well, water, glass, plastic. Basically, one of those things has gone up, or possibly shipping. So one of those things has gone up, and then I just go on with my day. I don't think about it again. It's like I don't have to watch some news interview to know that it's 4.2%, but like, and it's only for certain foods such as groceries, shopping, and bruh. 99.9% of everything the news tells you, you do not need to know. You do not. Most of the time, you don't even want to know, and you don't need to have it in the background either, bro. Like it completely ruins your focus. Like, like if you're trying to type like a really good script, like you probably don't write scripts, but if you're trying to do something like really important, and then you just have the news in the background, and it says like I don't know, like Iran declares war on Britain. What? And there's this book that I read, and it's really good. It's called Deep Work by Carl Newport, and it talks about how just one 12-second distraction costs you 15 minutes of work. Now, because we're all like money driven, okay, say you make £10 an hour, that costs you £2.50. Okay, now do you care about the news? But literally, one 12-second distraction costs you £2.50. Every time you get distracted, think about that, bro. £2.50, bro. That's like minimum wages. I think that's below minimum wage as well, bro. Like a lot of people be making more than that as well. Like, bro, if you're like purposely putting the news on to get distracted and losing £5 every like 7 minutes, then bro, like, just like, no, no, we're not gonna do that today. Tomorrow maybe. Oh, okay. It's not just the news. I don't really like the news because it's like kind of the main source of information people get, especially older people. Like I'm kind of not even talking to older people. I'm not even dry mentioning the news, but it's not just the news, bro. Like never watch the news, but it can also be like random facts on YouTube, like 101 cheeses put inside a kettle. Like I don't know, bro. Like random facts that you don't need to know. Like, did you really need to know the top 10 flags in the world? I mean, come on. Did you really have to watch that KSI video, bro? Bro, he literally was just reacting to somebody else's content. What are you even doing? Bro, did you seriously have to? Oh. Bruh. So it's not just the news, bro. You can get random facts anywhere. And I wouldn't do it if I were you. Now, here's why I actually don't like the news, because I haven't really given an actual explanation right yet, right? What they do is they get it's not really YouTube. YouTube doesn't do this, but the news definitely does this. What they do is they get a bunch of information and they kind of cram it at you, right? So like the news will be like, Britney Spears arrested. This is just random things like Britney Spears arrested. Um, okay, okay, like there's a new number of people died in COVID or Ukraine or just some big thing that's happening right now, and then they can get a bit of information from that. And then there's some kind of thing happening in your country, like cost of living or the energy bills or like just anything like that. And maybe there's two, maybe even three. And then there's some kind of climate change slash like political thing. So like maybe Rishi Sunak, new prime minister, or like Donald Trump gets banned off Twitter, and then it'll be like, and bro, like okay, Britney Spears got arrested. Don't need to know. Cost of living goes up. Um, Bro, I'll know that when I see my bill. So like, it's not worth £2.50. Like what was the next one? Okay, so some war, some kind of like war or something like that. Um, okay, most of the time it's not happening anywhere near you, and that's like a really. What do you mean it's not happening anywhere near you? You should care about these people on the other side of the world that you've never visited, never really thought about. But you know they're really struggling, bro. Like you should definitely help them out a lot. And you know I believe in charities and helping people. Now I think it's a really good thing everybody's doing. But I like my argument with it is that I don't see how just spending 10 minutes watching a news video on like how many people have died from COVID is gonna somehow like change the world. Like how is that, or like somehow make the figures lower, or like just anything, bro. Like, and it's same for like Ukraine and just anything, bro. It won't help. So why do I need to watch it? I think it's just a way for the news to make you feel so bad for not watching, right? And it's kind of sad, right? That was dark. It wasn't dark, but like it was sad. They also do this other thing. It's called FOMO, the fear of missing out. Bro, I always thought that's actually what it stands for. FOMO, fear of missing out. That's pretty cool. So, they also give you FOMO, which is like, oh, what if cost of living went up another 2.2%? What if like I don't know, bro, like Britney Spears, got out of jail? Oh my god, what? That'd be so cool. And then it's like what, bro? Like, and what a satellite for who asked. Wow, I've got this Discord server, and some guy posted that meme the other day. Okay. So how you overcome this, right? Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. I was just reading my script like, huh? Okay, first thing you need to do is your life is too boring. You have the most boring life I've ever seen. Like, that actually blows my mind. So you need to get a more interesting life. You need something else to do, something else to focus on. So like, for me, it's these YouTube videos. For you, it can be any kind of hobby, or sport, or task, and just decide to focus on that instead. And then you want to decrease the amount of general information that you consume, like YouTube videos and the news and just all these other things, like magazines and just everything. So the only thing you really have to think about is what's going on in your life, the actions you take throughout the day, and your task, which is for me is my YouTube videos. For you, could be playing guitar or like number one water drinker in the world. That's a funny example. Okay. Now. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to get into the habit of overthinking. So this might sound a bit somewhat controversial, like Overthink? What do you mean overthink? Like, everybody tells you not to overthink. Now, overthinking is a kind of a symptom of anxiety, but like obsession. You need to be obsessed with something to do well with it. Like, I'm not obsessed with these YouTube videos enough. I know that. I only spend maybe 20% of my time thinking about these videos. That needs to be way higher. That needs to be around 70 to 80%. I need to be constantly thinking about these videos, and I'm not consumed enough. I'm not thinking about it enough. I need to be constantly thinking about these videos in order to do well in it. And you need to have this obsession mindset, right? Like, you need to be completely obsessed with this thing. Don't think about anything else. Well, obviously you have to think about other things, like, you know, what you're going to eat tonight, and like when you're going to get dressed. But like, for the main part, only think about your videos or your task or your water bottle championship coming up next week. And that's all we've got. Sober. This was an information diet. I didn't say that word throughout the entire video. I probably should have said it at the start, but that's called an information diet. It basically makes you better at stuff. And yeah, my name is Sam. Our name is Seven. But you don't need all that information. Bye, boys.